Hello everybody and welcome back. Welcome to the third and last episode about the Italian articles. Today we're going to introduce the partitive articles. For those of you who don't know me, I am Irene. I am a language tutor from Italy. And if you're trying to learn Italian and you're a little confused as to what grammar is really important and what grammar you can sort of overlook. Not saying you can't overlook grammar. Grammar is very important, but make sure to follow me. We are going to be talking about the most important grammatical concepts, and hopefully we're going to make them clear for all of you who are a little confused. So make sure you like this video, you subscribe, and now let's get into the good stuff. What in the heavens are partitive articles? So far, we have talked about the definite and the indefinite articles. And by the way, if you haven't watched those videos, I highly encourage you go back and check them out, unless you already know what they are, because we are kind of building from that. And both topics are the foundation on which we're going to be building today. Because what we are going to talk about today is a little bit more complicated. But we talked about the definite and indefinite articles, and we said that the definite articles are the more specific ones, and they have both feminine and masculine forms, both singular and plural form. While the indefinite articles that are not as specific, indefinite, only have the singular form. The partitive articles come in both singular and plural form, but depending on the number, so singular or plural, they have different uses. The singular partitive articles can only be used with uncountable nouns. So for example, we'll say salt or oil. Del sale, del olio, some salt, some oil. Because yes, the partitive articles can be loosely translated as some. They indicate a certain quantity. That's where partitive comes from, a part of a said category, or just more simply, a category. The plural partitive articles can be said to take the place and play the same role as the indefinite articles, but the plural. And they can be used with countable nouns, as for example, dei bambini, some children. You can count the children, but you cannot count salt. But there is a catch, as you probably could see from the examples. While they do acquire the role and the meaning of an indefinite article but at the plural, they follow the phonetical rules of the definite articles. And why is that? Basically, the partitive articles are made out of two different components. The first one, which is the preposition of, and the second one, which is a definite article. And this unit will be called articulate preposition. More on that in the next few videos. So let's go through the phonetical agreement rules of the definite articles once again, just to refresh them. Not only need to choose the article depending on the grammatical gender and number of the noun, they have to agree. You also need to pay attention that the article phonetically agrees with the following word, which is not always a noun. So keeping all of this in mind, I know it's a lot, but going slowly and maybe repeating this several times, I think by the end of this, you'll be able to understand how they work. So keeping all of this in mind, here are your partitive articles. I said that the partitive articles are a combination of the preposition di, of, and a definite article. But what we see here is that we don't have di, we have de. And that's what happens when you put a preposition and an article together. The E, it's a very weak sound, so we prefer to use e. And the E becomes e. And then there are some other rules, but for now, just remember the articles like this. So for the singular masculine forms, we have del, that stands for di plus il, that introduces words in consonants just like the article il. does. So for example, del sale, we said uncountable. Del sale some salt. Dello introduces words that start in S plus another consonant, GN or Z. Del apostrophe introduces words that start in a vowel. As, for example, as we said, dell'olio, some oil. And as far as the plural is concerned, del becomes dei, as for example in dei cani, which is countable, of course, which means some dogs. And we have degli, which is the plural of dello and del apostrophe, as for example in degli scoiattoli, some squirrels. As for the feminine, because, you know, feminine is always a little bit easier, we have fewer forms. We have della, which, as exactly as la does, introduces words in a consonant, as in della carta, some paper. And we have del apostrophe that looks exactly like the masculine form, that introduces words in vowel. So, for example, dell'acqua, some water. And lastly, we have the only plural feminine form, which works for every single word, that is delle, like delle erbe, some herbs, delle bambine, some girls. Interesting to note is that the partitive articles are often used with either the subject of the sentence, so the one who does the action, or the object complement, so the one who receives the action. As for example, stiamo cercando dei ragazzi. We are looking for some boys, where boys is the object complement. And this sums up more or less everything you need to know about partitive articles. I told you they are a little bit more complex than just definite or indefinite articles. Maybe they are not the most important thing to learn, but if you take the time to learn them and to understand how they work, I promise you, your Italian is gonna benefit so much. It's gonna sound so much more natural, and you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna thank me later. You know, sometimes you gotta swallow the pill before you get the benefit. This being said, this is all for today. I really hope that you found this video interesting, that you learned something, that it clarified something. And if you have any questions, comments, please let me know down below. Even if you have a question about another topic, another grammatical topic, I will get to it. I will make a video about it and hopefully help you understand it better. So, as said, please leave me a like, comment down below, subscribe to make sure that you are not missing any other video from me, because why would you? Yeah, this is it. I love you very much, and until next time, have a good one, take care, and bye.